Yo, yo, yo! Just wanted to do a little update. As what I did last night, I got the fuel pump installed, and I've also set up the timing. Unfortunately, I didn't video this because in recent attempts to do this, like a year ago when the engine was still in the car, I tried setting up the timing and screwed it up. So didn't want the videoing to be a distraction, so I went ahead and did this without the videoing. However, there are a couple of things I just want to point out. Just to give you guys a look what everything looks like here. So the fuel pump was pretty straightforward. You just got to make sure everything's nice and clean inside the slide here. There's a piston that goes backwards and forwards that hits this cam that runs in the back of the intake camshaft. There's a piston that slides backwards and forwards like this, which runs up against the fuel pump itself. But so that there's a very tight tolerances in there that just need to be need a lot of attention, just making sure it's nice and clean, lubricated, ready to go. So the timing, pretty much straightforward as per the book. You can see the uniquely colored link there, and then you have two other links which are the same color. They need to be down here behind this shim here, and this is why a lot of guys screw this up. Behind this shim here is this dot, and this link needs to be lined up to this dot. And then up top on the exhaust timing actuator, I guess you want to call it, the second matching link needs to be set there. Now, one of the things I don't understand in the GM manual is what they want you to do is set this up here like so, align this down here like so, and then what they ask you to do is to rotate the crankshaft clockwise to take out the slack in the chain here. And this chain runs directly up through this guide up to the actuator up here. But by doing that, you're changing the position of the piston from top dead center. And what I've found in previous attempts in doing this, when you go to align this guy up, you end up being like a half a tooth to a tooth out. So the book's wrong. It's just wrong. So what you need to do, and it might be difficult to explain, once you've got this link on here and this link down on the crank, to take the slack out of the chain here, you need another set of hands, in which case it was my wife last night, and you put a big ass, I think it's 23 millimeter wrench on there, and you rotate the camshaft anti-clockwise, as in this. No, sorry, trying to think now. Yeah, anti-clockwise, and that takes up the slack. Now, once that slack's held up, that's perfect. So the relationship, once the slack's taken up, the relationship between this section here and this section here is now correct, and then you can go ahead and slide this actuator in place, align it with here, and it's kind of a little more involved with that because you have to rotate this camshaft 45 degrees clockwise for the actuator dowel pin to slide onto the camshaft. There's a keyway in there where it needs to lock into. So if anyone is ever doing this, I beg you, PM me. I will answer, because if you do it via the way the book says, and I'm sure most of the GM techs don't do it this way either, or do it by the book either. I've done it by the book. I've done it by the book 3 times, and in each case, I ended up with a check engine light telling me that my timing was out. Now, it wasn't enough to create an issue with valves slapping in the pistons and stuff, but it was enough for the system to understand that there was a correlation error between the crank and, I believe it was the intake camshaft in all 3 circumstances. So this is the way I've got around it. This is the way it's supposed to look. If you're looking here, you'll see this keyway here is at 12 o'clock. Which means that number 1 is at TDC. Both of these guys are equally, this one's like at, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock. This one here is at, 1:30, 2 o'clock. And that's the way it's supposed to look. If you do it by the book, this ends up over here, and this ends up a little this way, about here somewhere. And it just does not look right. So once you've got that in place, we put our chain tensioner in, which slides into the side of the block here. Once that in, you activate it by getting a a long screwdriver. This is not a screwdriver, but just for demonstration purposes, you would put this down in here like so, and then hit it really hard, and that activates the. It takes the tensioner out of its locked position, and then allows it to apply tension to this bar, or this adjustable chain guide in this direction like this, and then that keeps tension on everything. But this is the way it's supposed to look. If you guys do this, and these. And your crank's at top dead center on number 1, and these links here are not in this position, you've got a problem. Don't start the engine. PM me, because I know how to do this now. The book's wrong. Anyway, once again, you'll see all my little orange dots everywhere. That means everything's torqued down. These were interesting. This is I think 35 foot-pounds, and then you had to add another 110 degrees of rotation. Thank you to my awesome snap-on torque wrench, my electronic torque wrench, which allows me to dial in degrees. And that's about it for now. The timing cover is going to go on this afternoon. Going to put the rocker cover on, I guess. And then flywheel, clutch. What have we got left? Yeah, flywheel, clutch, transmission. Got to mount the transmission on. Then I'll get it set up for getting it back onto the engine hoist, and then we're going to lift it in. So we're getting pretty good here. I decided to order a new oil cooler. Jesus, I'm trying to remember where that guy goes. Why can't I see it? It's down the bottom of the block somewhere? Anyway. Never mind. I'll work out where it goes. Yeah, so I've ordered a new oil cooler. I'm going to put that on there. And I'm seriously looking into DDMs. I think Dave's going to have something available here within the next week or so for a remote filter / external oil cooler kit. I'm going to be very interested to see what that is. I would love to have something like that running. Oh, that's where the oil cooler goes. Sorry. On the back here, the grey tape, I couldn't see the holes. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys. Pretty boring video, I know. Sorry, but it is what it is. I hope someone got something out of it. And if you guys are doing a timing chain and you got problems setting up your timing, please PM me. And I'll let you know how it's done. because even the videos on YouTube that are on there just don't show it correctly as far as I'm concerned. Okay, that's it. See you on the flip side.